in with a battle to boot. So, today I'm battling NastyNate from T-Flare. So, we have a standard match here, and a long one at that. So, let's take a quick look at his team. First 3 pokes are walls, then 3 offensive. Arrow and Reggie are most likely going to be the lead. So, I will lead off with Rotom. And hey look, there's Registeel. I Volt Switch expecting Stealth Rocks and go into Do the While. But nope. T-Wave. So he switches into his Gliscor, predicting the EQ. So yeah, not a great start to the game for me. I switch back into Rotom as he sets up a Swords Dance. There's really not anything he can do to me, so he switches back into the Reggie. And right into a missing Hydro Pump. Expecting another T-Wave, I switch back to While, and yet again I'm outplayed and outwitted. And get Iron-Headed. Yeah, well, While you're gonna be fodder, so I can have a safe switch into Oreo. Maybe he can turn this game around. He switches into Arcanine as I get up my rocks. I protect so that I can scout and see what he's gonna do, and it ends up being close combat. Alright, go D-Knight. I think he's scarfed. So he switches back into a Reggie as I set up the sub on the Switch. Now to roast and get my multi-scale back as he Iron Heads. Roast, 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 roast. I am roasting, roast, roast, while I get Iron Headed. And so, now I D-Wave, expecting him to switch out, but no. And he still can't break my sub, so he decides to bring in Slowbro as I Dragon Tail, but miss. Like, seriously, how does that thing dodge? Anyways, he psychics and breaks the sub as I get the Dragon Tail off, and Durant comes in. He Stone Edges, and that does a lot. But I get a T-Wave because I really want to slow that thing down. And then I Roost up. And he actually ends up hitting me again with Stone Edge. So I decide it's time to sub this time. And he goes for the Hone Claws. So his Stone Edge hits again, but now my tail is gonna smack that Durant up. And then in comes Arrow. I don't want to take a rock slide, so I decide it's time to go into Oreo. And he uses Sky Attack. But my little Oreo becomes a ninja, and he dodges. So he goes back into Arcanine as I go for the Protect. Protect again to see what he's gonna do, and he's not playing around anymore, so he goes for the Flare Blitz. Yeah. Go Rotom! Yeah, maybe he's not scarfed after all. Maybe he's banded. Anyways, I know big ol' Reggie is coming back, so Reggie, trick or treat! Trick. So I Volt Switch back to Oreo as he T-Waves. Oreo doesn't really care. Yeah, it's nothing to him. And then in comes Arrow, and I'm fully paralyzed. Okay, maybe Oreo minds a little bit. So he sets up his rocks as I seed him, and I know he's gonna switch, and in comes Ark, and once again I'm paralyzed. Yay! Yeah, he's starting to mind a little bit now. But I protect, and it's another flare blitz. So, time for the real Arcanine. Go Omega! He goes back into Arrow for fodder as I blitz it. Look at my puppy. Isn't he so puppy-ish? Yeah, he's pretty puppy-ish. Slow bro comes back in and whatever. Wild charge. And then I don't know why I decided to stay in after he slacked off. That was just stupid on my part. So now my poor little puppy's too low to switch out and back in safely. So what can I do? I'll just keep on charging. Poor little puppy. But at least I get to look at him for a while. He's all being puppy-ish. Yeah, you charge him. Stupid slow bro, being all slow. Bro. Rotom comes back in, and yeah. Who's like a wall to Rotom? Yeah, Reggie. So, Hydro Pump. But I have my own check to Reggie. Go Oreo! And he goes for rest. Crud. So I seed him up, but Ark is bound to come out any time now, so I seed again. And yeah. Here comes his Arcanine. And one more Lich seed, and down goes his Arcanine. Gliscor comes in, and now he actually goes for the U-turn. I really don't see that anymore. Like, usually people don't do that, but cool. And Reggie comes in to get seated once again. He double switches back, this time to his Gliscor, as I decide to go out as my D-Knight. Look at him being all dragony and orange. Shame I just got outplayed, and yeah, down goes my D-Knight. D-Knight. So, get in there, Rotom! And Reggie comes back in. Talk about deja vu. I mean, really, we haven't seen these two at all this match. But the Hydro Pump hits, and I get a crit, and I actually hit again with a Hydro, and finally his Reggie goes down. Slow Bro comes in, and I Volt Switch. And wow. Like, wow. That almost took it out. Cool. Oreo comes in, and so he goes for the Toxic. He then slacks off on the job, and I try to whip him into shape, but all for nothing as he keeps on slacking off. And then I get paralyzed again. Seriously, this job sucks. Workers not even doing their job, and not listening to me, their boss. Anyways, so he psychics and gets a special defense drop as I seed him up. He just stays in and keeps on psychicking as I para-hacks again. The exact same thing for the next turn. Wow. And then the same thing for the next turn. 3 times. Stupid para. Why does Thor hate me so? So, finally, at some point, after a whole bunch of being paralyzed and sparkles and bubbles and bouncing and Oreo being all Oreo-ish. Yeah, look at him. He's awesome. Stupid slow being all slow. So slow. And finally, he withdraws them and switches out into Durant as I finally get off a power whip. Alright, let's try this. Go Terra! And he gets fully para this time, which mattered. Unless he was going for Hone Claws. Hacks my Oreo? I will show you some hacks. Banded Stone Edge crit powers activate! And 2 down. Captain, the Banded Stone Edge powers can't take any more. Power failing. No miss. And I get EQ'd, but Terra holds on. He's not done yet. All systems to maximum. Banded Stone Edge crit powers full force. Yeah, so that's the match. It was a fun match, Nate. Don't forget to check him out, and thanks for watching. Until next time, byes!